All right, we are live. Hey, Ivan.
Hello, Professor Ngaji. How are you?
I am well. Welcome to another episode of Agent Alliance. So, hello to my LinkedIn family. Glad to have you with me today. My name is Ngozi Anaji, insurance nerd turned insurance influencer. And so I'm great. I'm glad to have kind of our network out here with us today as we do another, again, episode of Agent Alliance. And so most of you know that I am an insurance professor, as well as being an insurance agency owner, as well as being a consultant in the nine. But I have someone special with me today, Ivan Myers, one of my students when I was teaching at Fisk, a senior business admin major. Hopefully, the next insurance mogul in the industry, fingers crossed. But thank you for joining us today, Ivan. How's everything going? Fall semester
Well,
has
thank you for
started.
having me. I'm sorry to cut you off. Thank you for having me. Yes, I hope so. That's in my future, but everything's going quite well. Actually, here at FIS, we're about to be coming up here on midterms pretty soon, so we're studying pretty hard. This week and next week. So, just I'm just keeping really busy studying with my courses and whatnot.
Well, you got the whole insurance industry rooting for you, right? So we know you'll
Thank
do
you.
well. But this conversation is really about you, right? Learn more about you. And really, out of all the classes you could have taken, why'd you register for my class? Why'd you come into my class, property and casualty? Tell the people why.
Well, I was looking for one extra class to add to my schedule. And while I was meeting with my advisor, he told me about who was going to be teaching the class, which was you. And he literally told me nothing but good things about you. You're the superstar in the insurance field, and it's so great to have you. Nothing but good stuff. And literally, I was just like, why not? So I signed up for the course, and I was very glad that I did. I learned a lot. I was able to accomplish a lot, and it was definitely worth me taking that time to take that class.
So thank you for those kind words. I want the industry to know. So that's why I always talk about how you present the industry. And that is just proven, that if you present it right, if your commercial, if your pitch is right about who we are as the insurance industry and how sexy the industry is, I mean, look at that. Signed up, didn't know anything about insurance before that. I'm assuming, Ivan, right? Like nothing about insurance before
Hardly anything.
that. And here you are, you're in my class. Now some would say insurance is probably not the most exciting industry. Now granted, I'm very passionate about it, but I spent 30 years in it. Tell
Hmm.
the people, like, what kept you in the class. What did you learn about it? What was interesting about kind of the concepts that came out of learning about insurance?
Well, what kept me in the class is I was just learning every day. I mean, that's just the best way to put it. Every day I was learning something new. Like I said beforehand, I didn't really know too much about insurance before taking the course. I know the bare minimum about car and health insurance because my parents, told me, and it's just something that's like, you deal with every day. But I was just learning every day. That's just the best way to put it. And the concepts I was learning were applying to pretty much every other course I was taking or anything in my life. Risk management is not just insurance, it's the management of risk in every aspect of life. So that's just the best way to put it. I was learning too much to quit.
Oh, drop the mic. Learning too much to quit. Like I'm gonna have to hashtag that. Learning too much to quit. Um, but I love the correlation that you make with risk management applies to everyday life. And I think that's important kind of story, kind of to tell people, right? Insurance is not just about that policy. but when you apply the concept of analyzing risk and managing risk, right, it can apply to every aspect of your life, right? Personal and professional. So I'm kind of curious though, like when people heard you were taking the insurance course, or when you're telling people that you did an insurance internship, which we'll get to in a minute, like how did you describe it? What were you what were you telling them?
Well, when I was first, uh-oh, can you still see me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, my screen just went blank for a second. Well, when people would ask me or I would tell them about the course, I would just tell them, yes, it is an insurance course because the exact course I was taking at the time was property and casualty insurance. And I was telling them that I was more interested in the life and health part. But, I just let them know that, throughout the course, we're learning both, life and health and property and casualty insurance. And I would just, I mean, they would have questions, but not too serious questions. So I would just tell them, the stuff I was learning, how it, how the stuff that we are, face value stuff about insurance class that most students know about. I was just giving them the basics of what I was learning in class, and it was just able to bridge that gap from what they didn't know to now what I'm learning and sharing with my friends. And they found it quite interesting, and they're asking me, can I take that course as a non-business major? And I was like, yeah, sure, you should definitely try and sign up for any of these risk management courses here at Fisk because they're definitely teaching me a lot.
I love that you went from like insurance novice to your own concept of insurance influencer, right? Sharing kind of the knowledge base that you've learned with colleagues, students, other students at Fisk. I love that. I love that. Now, you made mention, which I need everyone to know, the course Ivan took was a property and casualty course. However, he was interested in life and health and actually sat for the life and health exam.
Mhm.
Now, for those who don't know much about the Agent Alliance program, the whole purpose, well, one of the purposes, I shouldn't say the whole purpose, one of the purposes is to get students licensed after the course. Now, you would think it's a property and casualty course, so Ivan would sit for the property and casualty license, not Ivan. So tell us about that. Like, what was your thought process around the life and health?
Well, I just find myself more drawn towards the life and health aspects of insurance. Because when I originally came to school was I wanted to be a healthcare administrator. So when I was in the property and casualty course, of course, I would have liked to, sat for both, but I found myself more drawn and more motivated to sit for the life and health licensing exam because it just aligned with my career goals at that point. But I've actually considered going back and sitting for my property and casualty license. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I look right here, right now. I'll pay for your licensing exam and your fees. Go back, get that PNC license. I tell you, having both will do wonders for your trajectory as far as being a licensed agent, producer, or even agency owner. And I'm sure I have other colleagues in the building, the virtual building, that will support you as well, whatever resources you need. So I'd love to hear that, right? Considering
Right.
I'm a PNC girl myself, so please go get that license. But I
Yeah.
think part of the beauty of you getting your life and health license again, um, at the end of this course is you successfully secured an internship in the space. Tell us about that internship.
Yeah. So I was able to secure an internship with Northwestern Mutual here at their district office in Nashville. Um, and I mean, would you like me to explain what I was doing there or?
Please, yeah, share.
Okay. Well, while at my time spent at Northwestern Mutual, I was a college financial representative, which is basically the internship capacity of their financial representatives. So I was working alongside a senior advisor, and basically we were our own college representatives, but we worked for Northwestern Mutual. And throughout the internship, it was a 12-week program. The first 2 weeks were training, very intensive training. I was learning everything, the phoning language, the products we were selling, how, just how the business really ran. That's really what the training consisted of. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, we were really just let go on our own. And we were, our goal was to bring in clients to um, basically sell them business. I mean, we were our own boss just in the internship capacity. And so, even beforehand, before the internship started, they wanted us to go ahead and compile a list of at least 200 people at the max, 200 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was called a P200 list, a list of at least at the max 200 people in your immediate circle that you could possibly do business with, basically. And so that was what we were bringing into the internship. But of course, many of us, it's a 10 weeks of what we called phoning. And so, many of us ran through our list quite early. And so they wanted us to get quite creative and, start prospecting with different people, going out into the field, meeting with people, having conversations, asking family members, brothers and whatnot, friends of friends. And that was it, really. Many of us got creative, I would say, especially nowadays. I was using the internet mostly to find my
Okay.
potential clients, using different avenues of communication on social media platforms. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I consider myself quite successful after completing the Northwestern
Okay.
Mutual. Yes, thank you. I was able to find a very unique avenue of building my base of clients, and I was able to submit some business before my internship came to an end in early September. Yeah.
What? Okay, wait, hold on. I need the industry to know. Okay, so before even graduating from college, one, you have your license, but two, now what I hear you saying is you've developed your own book of business and your own clientele through this internship program.
Yes, I did.
Look, that's music to my ears. That is music to my ears because that's beautiful. So the next question I have for you, again, you got the license, you're a senior, you're about to get your degree, you've got now a book of business, a clientele. What's next? What are we doing after graduation, Ivan?
Well, I'm still meeting with different companies, meeting with different people in the industry, seeing what other parts of the insurance industry would be appealing to me. So, I'm not, I haven't committed to a full time offer yet. So I'm still, weighing my options. But, the people at Northwestern Mutual, they treated me very well. And I like the way they handle themselves in the professional capacity. So I know that I can always go back to them and, see what other positions, or if I would like to go back, of course, as a full time a full time financial representative, I can always do that. But I would say right now, I'm still weighing my options and meeting with different people.
All right, so there's a whole industry out there listening. So
Hmm.
if you guys didn't translate, that means he's open for offers. He's open for positions. And definitely, we would love to have you come into the distribution channel, right? Again, being an agency owner myself, would love that. But obviously, there's other roles in other disciplines. And even more fantastic is the fact, again, that you'll have your license and your degree with you. Now, my last question before we close out, Ivan, one of the things I'm passionate about is teaching this business to others, hence why I'm a professor, while we've engaged and kept in contact even after the course. What would you tell other students who are looking to potentially find a home, find an industry, find a career path? What would you tell them about the insurance industry? How would you sway them into the insurance industry?
I would really highlight the flexibility and the innovation that's in the industry right now. I would definitely highlight that because I believe, most people my age or, different generations who aren't too interested or have a thought about the insurance industry, I would just highlight, the flexibility of the careers. I mean, I've only been in it for about 2 years, and I haven't even seen, I would say, every aspect of the industry yet. And that's just something that's very appealing to myself and people around my age. I would say, just seeing what else is out there, just not just selling, peer-to-peer selling of insurance. There's underwriters, there's prospecting, there's distribution, like you say, wholesalers and brokers, stuff I still haven't experienced yet. And I would just showcase that. Definitely the diversification of the industry nowadays
Okay.
is very appealing to people like myself. And definitely, lastly, I would say the integration of technology. Towards the end of my Northwestern Mutual internship, I was, they were rolling out, I shouldn't be telling you, but new technology features that you know are helping agents nowadays. And I was on the way out when they were implementing this technology, but had I still been there, I would have been very interested to see how this technology could have helped me, boost my business or just make my workday more efficient, I would say.
Well, look, you can always come back in. You're not all the way out.
Yeah. Of course.
No, but I love that, and I love the fact that you share those tidbits because obviously, again, we're trying to bring more representation and trying to bring more talent into our industry, and those nuggets kind of will help us do that. And so, look, insurance industry, this is Ivan's one of many that have gone through the Agent Alliance program and have benefited from it, have again secured his license, has gained a different perspective about what we do in the insurance industry and the career path from it. And so more to come from more of our Agent Alliance participants. But thank you, Ivan. I appreciate your time. I know you're busy with your schedule for the fall, but until next time, I appreciate you. See you guys soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.